Sometimes I like to drag the CloudMD outside and then, because that's how the AI sees that, right? That's what he reads, kind of. That's how he comes. That's that's insane. I remember that I tried building a project and I did it through Visual Studio Code with the Cloud Code extension. And I tried building a project and I tried then building a map of that project. And it was so hard, nothing worked. And I thought it's impossible, but then improving tools and making a workspace that actually makes sense and makes sense not only for you, but for the AI. I'm going to show you how to index your project in Valo. So first, you can see your projects here at the top. By the way, if you want, in appearance, you can switch this off. I work with multiple projects at once and then it will just behave like a regular browser. Here are your chats. If you want to see your projects as well, you can see them right here. So let's go and first delete the old index from here. Now we delete the project. Now the build succeeded. I restarted. Let's show you how to index and also test if it's actually working at the same time. So let me go to disk D, Valo user data, my test projects. This is a Python project. Let's open it up. Then let's focus on the map right now. Let's close the left panel, expand a little bit. Okay, now we can see some connections are already here. This is what Valo detects by default. You can see those connections. Now let's index the project. This will run a fast AI, Claude Haiku, reads every file, creates summaries and semantic tags, while Valo analyzes your codebase and builds a nerve map. This powers Valo search, faster and smarter search, the map, more files and connections appear, and the nerve map. AI sees what would break before touching anything. So let's index the project. The map should reset and then you should see orange trails of Haiku building the actual map and indexing everything from scratch. Very nice. Yes, it's working. Now, while that's indexing, let me actually tell you some tip maybe about your skills. If you want to improve your skills, a very great way to do it and save on tokens and save on your subscription time is sending Haiku to execute some of your skills. Even simple stuff like building, releasing, whatever skills you have, try sending Haiku on those skills, and then you will see the tension that AI feels much better following those skills. So if you can work with Haiku to make it so that he will execute the skills flawlessly and it will be easy for him to read, then you are pretty much guaranteed that your skills are very easy to follow and even the big models will not have any troubles with them. Because Opus 4.8, 4.7, Fable, you don't really see the thinking, right? It's hidden by default by Anthropic. So it's harder to detect those tensions because reading all of the skills and everything yourself, it's impossible, right? But glancing into the thinking, and that's why Valo has the thinking highlights as well. Glancing into that and seeing where the tensions are, that's what allows you to improve all of your workflow. That's how I work and I improve Valo and all of the tools for Valo. That's why it feels so special for everyone who is working with it. So now the index is finished and we can see the nerve map as well. We can see that those files are connected in such a way that changing one file will break something in another. And we can click around, see more nerve map connections, and we can zoom in, and I'm not sure actually if I see more connections on this code base specifically. This is one that I just download it as an example because it has only Python, which is something that we added just now, and we improved on the nerve map as well. But yeah, this project, obviously 3000 lines, which is insane. Never do that. This is something that AI will do by default a lot of the times. If you start working on something and you don't manage how the code base actually looks, this is what you will get. So I don't know if this is a AI managed code base or not. This is your global CloudMD. It's always appears on the map. And there is no project CloudMD here because I never worked on it. It's just a test project. So yeah, make sure that your files start with 250 lines as the maximum. That's a little bit on the low end, but the reason for that is because naturally those files will grow and they will become 400, 500, which is actually the sweet spot, every file. Because if you need to change a color and your AI needs to read 3000 lines of code just to change a color in a button, it's not only expensive, but it's also degrades the performance of anything you want to do next, because now you have like the entire code base of this sitting in memory instead of everything being modular and separated, and that way your code base is also safer when less stuff touches other stuff, when everything is separated properly. Of course, then you have a bunch of connections everywhere and it's a little bit harder to trace sometimes, but that's where Valo search comes in, because Valo search shows the AI stuff that he didn't even know that he needed. For example, he can grab for something, he can glob for something, but that's not enough. That's never shows him a list of everything that is related to what he searched and all of the files that he might need in advance. And that's it. It's just one call. Basically, it's all about improving the experience for the AI. Okay, I'm glad to see that the map is working right now. And that's it. That's the default map, the radial one. You can see it on Valo as well. I love it. It looks beautiful. It's the lightest one as well. No one is using the neural or what was the other one? The solar. They were just heavy. This is the best one anyway. Looks like a universe, like some galaxy. Absolutely beautiful. So cool. Look at that. This is crazy. I love looking at the map, looking the trails going on. So satisfying. And the reset layout button is right here below if you want to reset anything that you moved or whatever. What else is new? Now we have local models and Codex as well. You can see that here. You can detect automatically what you can run. And that's it. You start Olama, everything is ready. Codex as well. Actually, you have an onboarding guide once you start Valo. It should work now. This we need to improve, but if you're connected already, then you just flip this toggle and it should work. Now that you hover on tags, you can see like a smart tooltip, not only the chat name, but also the last thing that Claude said. So not only the last thing, but also whatever he's working on currently. You can see like 2 lines. It's not working perfect. Sometimes it's showing the previous message instead of the last message, but those are small polishes that I will figure out soon anyway. Other than that, yeah, I think we are set. Then when you want to index your project, for example, if you have your project indexed already and you worked on it for a while and you added more stuff, you can just index it again and it's automatically detecting that, okay, you see more files, like 300 more files. So it's not going to start from scratch. And then once your project is indexed already, it's not going to build it from scratch. You just see the orange lines You see little haiku running over the map and adding everything so you can see what he's doing. Pretty satisfying as well to watch. Okay, there is no point of waiting for it to index. I think everything is self-explanatory from here. That's the goal of Valo. I want it to be easy to work for anyone. Everything should be self-explanatory. And if you hit any problems or need any help with anything, if you want any features added, just tell Claude or Codex, or just use Valo Mail manually and write to valo@valomail.org. But it only works with Valo Mail because it's built on top of Nostr, which is a decentralized protocol. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for trying out Valo. And I'll catch you in the next one.